G'day, it's Rusty from Rusty's Outback Adventures, and guess what? We're off prospecting again. This is a bit of a follow-on from the previous trip that I took when we had the van licensed and we went away for a maiden voyage with it, and I got crook pretty badly, and that was 2 months ago. I'm over that now, and yeah, we're back to getting out in the bush and hopefully find some yellow rocks again. So I'll just show you what we've got this time. Similar to before, I went away in the last time. The nabs loaded up. We've got the quad bike on the caravan, and the van is yeah, it's going really well. I'll just show you, because I'll just show you what we've got in here now. You've seen the toolbox in here before. We've got a few things here that used to live in the camper trailer. So I've got, this is the airhead toilet, my power pack, you know, sort of boxes of stuff. There's a new aluminium box I just made for myself. I'll show you that in more detail later. It's got my detector in it. And oh, get over here without tripping over. And in here, you've sort of seen this setup before. We got the two fridges. This is the angle as a fridge, the angle as a freezer. Our little portable table that clips on the side, and the usual sort of boxes and solar panels and things, because I haven't put the solar panels on the roof of the caravan yet, but we're getting there. So yeah, that's the setup in here. Yeah, so this trip we're going off to Leonora, and I left home this morning at 5 o'clock, and we're at the moment we're about 60 k's east of Southern Cross at a place called Burrabin 24-hour rest area. We've stopped here before on the way through, so I've just had a bit of early lunch. So we're off to Leonora this afternoon. Going to do a bit of a detour. We're going into Kookynie. I've heard that the Niagara Dam out of Kookynie's got water in it, so we're going to have a look at that. And we're going to call into the Grand Hotel in Kookynie and just see how Marg and Kevin are getting on. Hopefully Willie the horse is still there. So yeah, I'm just packing up here from having a bit of lunch. So we'll be on the road shortly, and yeah, so follow along with us and you'll see how we go on this 2-week prospecting trip. We're just coming into Kalgoorlie. It's nearly 1:30. Fuel stop time. And then yeah, we've only got 200 odd k's to get to Leonora. As I said, we are going via Kookynie. It will be a little bit longer, but that's okay. Yeah, just need to get fuel. Well, we're in Hannon Street, and I'm going to turn right here. This is Wilson. Wilson goes down to the little Liberty Servo down this street. And on the opposite corner, you might not be able to see it, Paddy Hannon's, there he is sitting over there on his rock. That's Paddy Hannon's water fountain memorial for him, and he's credited with finding gold in Kalgoorlie. This is the Liberty where I'm going. Oh, that's okay. There is a bowser around the side, so I'm gonna sneak around there and see if I can get diesel there, which I think I can. Alright, so let me just see if I can whip this in here somehow without running over anybody or blocking anybody off. Well, let's hope I'm out of the way. Well, I've got fuel. We're just up here on the corner of Hannon Street and Goldfields Highway. So we go left here, and that'll head us towards Menzies and Leonora. If I can get around without stalling it again. Right. So we've certainly broken the back of the trip. We've only got a couple hundred k's to go, and it's 20 to 2, so I'm making good time. Note to self: when using a high flow pump and it's probably going to spew out a little bit, don't wear thongs, because I managed to overfill the tank a little bit, and of course it burbled back out again and landed on my foot, so not happy. Well, we're about 60 k's south of Leonora, and here's the turn off here to Kookynie, and there's also the Niagara Dam's up here too, off to the right. So we've got 26 into Kookynie and 16 into Niagara Dam, so keen to go and see how that looks. So we'll just go in this way, and instead of coming back out again, we'll go out the back of Kookynie and go north up to Malcolm, and Malcolm will hit the Laverton Leonora Road, which is where we need to be anyway before we turn off. So yeah, we'll see what the dam looks like. And this railway crossing is actually the line that goes from Kalgoorlie up as far as Malcolm. There's a railway siding up there, and there's nothing coming, so we can keep going. Here is the turn off into Niagara Dam. Get around here. Around the corner here. Okay, so up around the bend here is where the dam is. I thought there was some water in it, there's only a little bit. I'll just show you the sign. This is the Golden Crest Discovery Trail. There's a whole heap of places you can drive around and have a look at. And this is the dam. This is, we're standing sort of here. There's the dam wall, which is out to our left. And there's a walk trail around it. And the main reason for the dam was to supply water for the steam engines that come up from Kalgoorlie. And there's got some photos here, sorry, the sun on them, shows you how they built it. And there's a valve they can open down the bottom, and yeah, it's a pretty serious looking dam. I'll just take you out here and show you there's the walkway. Sorry about me clumpy thongs. It's a bit hot today. It's actually 34, which is quite a warm day. Down the bottom, just pan around down the bottom, there's like a day use camping overnight area down the bottom there. Looks like I've got the place all to myself. I'm not staying, but yeah, so here's the dam. And yeah, pretty serious dam wall there, and there's a little bit of water, but I've been here in the past and this thing's been half full, and I've also been here when there's nothing in it, so it's good to see a little bit of water, but there's not a lot. Yeah. The sign here says no jumping or diving. I don't reckon there'd be too much of that going on right at the moment, but yeah, that's the it's a bit sad when there's no water in it. And the overflow, when there is an overflow, comes down this little, sorry guys, comes down this little creek thing, washaway, this little creek here that floods out there from that valve we saw at the bottom. That allows water out to run down there. Now Kookynie they call the living ghost town. There's not a lot of activity here anymore. The Grand Hotel is still here. There are a few residents, but not a lot. So it's a shame really, because in its heyday this place was going off. I guess that's what happens over time though. These places closed down and the Cosmopolitan mine flooded, so they had to abandon that, and with that a lot of the infrastructure that went with it was also moved on. So anyway, this is coming up here to the Grand, and a couple of chaps on their motorbikes enjoying a ride around here at the same time. There's a few more here already, so I probably won't drive through there. I'll back up, but that's okay for now. Well, leaving Kookynie, we're also leaving the bitumen, so we're heading north towards Malcolm on the gravel, and it's about, I don't know, 40 k's I suppose up here, and not long after that we should be getting to our the leases that we've got permission to be on, which is where we'll be camped for the next 2 weeks. The historic town side of Malcolm is down that track. So this is the siding. Now this Malcolm Road now intersects with the Laverton Leonora Road, and now I'm back on the dirt again, I've just got to work out where I've got to go. But I can't tell you where I'm going. It's a secret. Well, this is my camp for the next 2 weeks. All I've got to do now is unpack it. You can tell it's late in the day, big long shadow there coming across my vehicle and my van. So, yeah, tucked in nicely in this little spot off the main track coming in. Not really, it's a main track. Just off that fence line track that come in there. So, first thing to do is to get the quad bike off, and then I can put the van on its legs and take it off the car and put the gazebo up, and fingers crossed won't take long. I said we left home this morning at 5 o'clock. It's now, we got to camp here, it's 5:15, so 12 hours on the road, about 930 odd Ks. It's a big day. And I'll just give you a quick tour of the camp now. It's all set up. This is the morning of day 2, and it's overcast this morning. Way out there in the distance I'll show you these yucky looking weather clouds. We're outside, we're out of Leonora, but using the Leonora's forecast, it's forecasting up to 10 mil of rain sometime today. It's certainly not looking forward to that, but it is what it is. A couple of solar panels, the airhead toilets connected, pop-up roofs up. We've got the van off the car on a stand. I've got the gazebo, Gary we call him, he's set up here. A couple of tables, the quad bike's under there for now, just to get out the weather. Around the back, well, I haven't got yet, because forecasting rain. I'm not sure how this pop-top van's going to go with a bit of rain on it. I might need to drop that lid down, but I've got a Yagi antenna and a Selfie Go phone booster, which goes up in the corner of the van there, and my cable at the moment just comes through the roof, through that little fly screen there on that back window. So if it's going to rain, I've got to drop the roof. I don't want the cable jammed in it. So I'll do that later. Let's see this weather. There's the sort of coming from the east. There's the weather at the moment. I'll just sort of play it by ear at the moment. I won't be taking off too far. Got a little bit of housekeeping inside to do. But yeah, this is me. I do have a ground sheet to go on here, but if this ground gets wet, this can get pretty muddy pretty quick. So I've left the ground sheet off at the moment, and I'll just see what this weather does. If it blows over and we don't get anything, that'll be really nice. Not sure if you noticed in the clip yesterday afternoon, there was a few flies hanging around. I've forgotten how annoying the little buggers are up here. So yeah, they're quite friendly, but what you got to put up with up here. Well, I think this storm's coming. The wind's picked up and it's fairly howling, and it's giving poor old Gary a bit of a shake as well. So yeah, you can probably hear that wind. Alright, I'll be time to get back inside, I think. And now it's raining. The wind's died a little bit, the thunder's rolled in, and now followed by the rain. It's only very light at the moment, but this red pindan dirt gets slushy real quick when it gets wet. So fingers crossed this is going to pass over and we're not going to get the 10 mils they forecast for Leonora. Like I said, I'm not in Leonora, I'm out of Leonora, but using that as the reference point for our weather. Anyway, back to my cup of tea and a chocolate biscuit and a book. This is this aluminium box that I briefly showed you in the car the other day. I made this box out of 1.6 mil checker plate, aluminium checker plate, and I made it to replace the cardboard box that my metal detector came in. And when you pack a car, as you know, everything gets packed on top of everything else. Well, the cardboard box was a bit flimsy, so I made this. So I just in here. Oh. So in here I've packed coils, detector, harness, pick, all the parts that you need to carry it, and it gives me a little bit more room. And I had my twin brother Rusty, who runs Rusty's Metal Cut Signs and Designs. I drew up the design on his computer when he wasn't watching, and then I cut it on his plasma table when he wasn't watching and bent it up on the bench. So first time out with this box, but so far I've been able to get everything in without it all being jammed and squashed, and it packs well in the car. Well, the other day we had wind and rain, and this morning we've got a forecast of 34 degrees. So with that in mind, we're going to head out the field early and probably cut our day short, or come back to camp during the hottest part of the day and maybe head out again in about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But it does look like it's going to be a hot day. Nothing to report on the gold finds. We've had some usual bullets and bits of wire and tin and stuff, but we are working a game plan that we've got for this trip, and I've just got to work through those areas that I've identified during my research before I came away. I've got about 25 areas, what I call areas of interest, and I'm just working through those. So I'm probably on the outer fringe of where I think I'm probably going to find some gold, but I do want to cover all my bases, and like I said, I've got 2 weeks, so I've got time to work through this plan. So all right, come with us today and we'll head out and see what we can find. Well, I'm on one of these areas of interest, I call it, and I've just got this. So I'll just come in from the side, see if I can sort of pinpoint it a bit better. Yes, I think it's in about here. Now I'm filming this with my phone, so I'm going to have to put it down, have a scratch around and come back and see if we find anything. As you can see, I've dug a bit of a hole, and whatever it is, it's not in the hole anymore. So it's in this pile of dirt here. Yeah, it's in that pile of dirt. Here's my phone, so I'm going to have to turn it off and I'll dig it up, and if I find it, whatever it is, I'll show you what it is. Well, Rusty's a happy camper right now. I don't know if you can see that. I'll just... There in the dirt, there's a piece of gold. There it is. Oh, let me focus it. There, a little piece of gold, probably, I don't know, half a gram. It was actually in a ball of mud, a bit like this. It was a bit of this sort of muddy, clayey sort of stuff. And it was actually in a ball out to break that open. That's what's in the scoop. And there he was. So, yeah. I'm not going to say my theory's working yet, but I'm going to say that I think I'm in the right area. So I'm going to push on and see if I can find some more. Well, we've got another target, and I'll just show you here's the coil. It's quite loud. So it's in about there with my booties. So again, I've got my phone. I haven't got the GoPro with me. It's back at the quad bike. So let me dig it up and I'll come back when I've got something out the ground. It's not gold. It looks like a bullet fragment. So yeah. Anyway, that's why you got to dig every target, because you don't know what it is, and that'll have to go in the junk pocket at the moment. All right. Well, we'll carry on. Well, we've got another target. I'll just let you listen to this. I scratched the surface just in case it was something on the immediate surface, but it's still there and it's really loud. I've no idea what it is, so again, I'll dig it up and I'll come back and show you what we find. Well, as you can see by the hole, I've got a fairly big hole here, and if I put the coil in, right, whatever it is, it's still in there, so fingers crossed. Well, that got the heart pumping for a bit, and I'm down about a foot, and as you can see, that is a drill hole plug. Let me just try and grab this. Look at this. That's the drill hole plug come out of the drill hole, and down there I'd say that's a drill hole, but they've obviously drilled it a while ago, and they just see all this. This is all just pretty flat ground here. Yeah, so Rusty got pretty excited, but I'll have to put it back where it came from, and we'll fill the hole in and carry on. Now let's just weigh this little nugget that we found. And where is he? There he is. Oh, I thought about half a gram. That's gone 0.68 of a gram. Yep, that gets me on the board. Well, we're out here again and having a wander around. This is day 5, and so I'm just outside one of these areas of interest. I'm having a bit of a wander around, and I've got this. Yeah, I think it's probably in about here somewhere. I'm filming it with my phone, so I'll have to put it down, dig it up and see what I can find. Well, that's annoying. It's a bullet fragment, but it goes with the two 22 Magnum shells I've already picked up this morning and an old bottle top. So the hunt for yellow rocks continues. And this is how you normally come across a drill hole. The casing sticks out the ground a bit, and as you can see, that concrete plug sort of sits on top, stop animals and things falling down. Well, that's not quite the one I found yesterday. Was the one that was buried a foot underground. So yeah, oh, it's jammed in there, so I can't get it out. But yeah, that's normally how you expect to see them, not buried underground and have Rusty find it with his detector. Well, I've got a weird one here. This is like an old goanna holes. There's a couple of them here. There's one over there, one over the back. I've got this really loud target. I've dug a really big hole, as you can see, and it's still in the hole. And I'm starting to think it's a Coke can or something, or a metal drink can being dragged down the hole, and it's actually below where I'm digging right now, but it's really, really loud. I'll give you a listen. There it is. It's not in the wall. It's like it's coming from that corner. And it's in there as well, so that or there's a car buried under there. But I've got to find out what it is, so I'll just keep going, and I think it's gold. It's whatever it is, needs to be dug up though. Oh, mystery solved. It's a old tin can, as I thought. There you go, there's the tin can, buried at just over a foot underground in that goanna hole. Either someone's put it there or Mr. Goanna's dragged it down there. But, oh well, fill the hole in and carry on. Scattered throughout the goldfields are these old shafts that the old timers dug, some of these over 100 years ago. And I marvel at the stories they could tell, and also the feat that it took to dig these out, because I'll just show you this one here. Now that's, I don't want to get too close, but from what I can see it looks fairly deep. I don't know, I can sort of, yeah, these were probably dug with a shovel and a pick and a bucket, nothing more. And typically they're 6 foot by 3 foot, and they pretty much run along this line here. They must have seen something in the ground or on the surface that was either a gold outbreak or a little quartz reef or something that popped up that had gold in it, so they've dug down to follow that. So interesting around them. You can have a bit of a wander around and around the dirt they've pulled out. You might find something they've missed. The only other problem with around these is they brought a camp somewhere close, and there's also going to be tins and bits of wire and all sorts of things. So, but it's definitely worth having a wander around and having a along the line. Maybe stand here and you can sort of walk up that way a little bit, and I'll probably have a bit of a wander around there as well. So this is actually quite near one of my areas of interest that I've been talking about. So this area here is sort of within that range. I'll have a look in here as well. So yeah, this is what I'll be doing today. And one other thing to remember about these shafts, about not getting too close, because if you fell into that, I don't reckon there's any way you're going to get out, especially like myself. I'm actually out here by myself, so even if you were with someone else, they didn't know where you were and you fell into one of these, yeah, you could be in serious trouble. So I respect that they're here, and I also enjoy looking at them, but yeah, I really wouldn't want to be too close to one and falling in. I suppose the things you got to contend with when you ride a quad bike through the bush is we got up this morning and we got a flat. So this is, yeah, I mean, these are steel rims. We've made these inserts. These are actually a 13-inch car tyre, and we just use the same bolt pattern for the quad, so it gives a bit more versatility in the bush. But yeah, this one's can't see where there's a stake. There must be something in it. I can't see it, so I'm just going to rip the spare out and put it on. We'll worry about this one later. And just like that, probably not as fast as the Formula 1 teams do it, but new tyre on. I'm not really sure what this one's got wrong with it at the moment, but I'm not going to spend too much time at the moment looking at it. That'll be something when I get back to camp. Alright, we're heading out. Alright, so heading out to the same ground as yesterday. Looking for a change of luck, because we've been rubbish and more rubbish, unfortunately. But I'm in the area because someone's been out that same area, and there's a few little dig holes that I've seen, so maybe they've left a bit for me. Looks like the station might be doing some mustering or checking something out, as they're flying a chopper through here. It's been over a couple of times already. I might give the guy a wave so he knows I'm here. Surely can't hide a caravan. Bit hard to hide a caravan up here, but there you go. He's obviously up doing something. I'm heading out to one of my areas of interest. It's about 4 or 5 k's away from where camp is. And my old map showed me a fence line and then another fence line. Well, I've just hit this fence line, which is what I'm supposed to hit, and I'm following it along, going the way I have to go. And all of a sudden, I've come across this. Now, I'm guessing I'm going to have to find a detour, because there's no way I'm riding the quaddie through this. So, just because the map shows a fence line, it don't mean there's going to be obstacles in the way. So there's a bit of a water course through here, and this ground looks pretty yuck. On the other side, it's not too bad. But I can't get on the other side of that fence. I'm running up there, so I got to go. Where's my thing? I got to go up there. But in the meantime, I'm going to have to go somewhere in the bush and get around here. But where's a will, there's a way. Now, I've just dug my third target in this area I'm working at today. And I don't know what it is about this area, but that is a staple. It's the third staple I've found today. Now, I know I'm in an area where there's been some drilling activity, but I cannot understand why I'm picking up staples. It's, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's one more piece of junk to add to the collection, and no gold yet. Well, another day without any gold, unfortunately, but we have a collection of 22 shells, a couple of projectiles, some big cartridges. This one here has got 4570 written on it. That one I'm not quite sure, I can't make it out. Bits of wire. Here's all these staples. Someone must have driven around the bush with a staple going out the window or something. They're everywhere, and I don't know why. A little eyelet, bits of wire and a nail, the old drink top, pull top, and some bits of tin. And yeah, very frustrating, unfortunately. We're here to find gold, not junk, but if junk was valuable, we'd probably be all right. Well, this is the morning of day 9, and slim pickings, unfortunately. Anyway, I'm out on this area this morning. I'm working, and I've just come across this. You don't see one of these every day out in your travels, but no doubt someone's been out here hunting and lost an arrow. So I'd say it's been here a while. The tip looks pretty rusty, but let's have a look. Yeah, it's probably a, I don't know. Nope. Anyway, looks like carbon fibre or fiberglass. I don't know whatever these things are made from, but yeah, I might stick that in my backpack. And it's not gold, but it's a bit different. Apologies for the wind noise, but I found this ridge, I guess you'd call it. This is ironstone, and there's a bit more ironstone. That area just there is iron. It looks like a bit of conglomerate. It's got a bit of quartz in it as well, and that runs off down that slope and runs all the way down into that flat area. I'll just take you around the other side of this and show you the other view. So this is from halfway up the track up here. You can see the outlying ironstone. There's more here. And if I pan around, you can see on the ground here this quartz outbreak, which is shed down to the lower area. So yeah, it looks quite good. There's a lot of schist and that in the soil, in the ground as well. So yeah, it looks fairly encouraging. I've been disappointed for the last week and a half finding spots like this with nothing here, or people have been here before me and finding bits of wire and tin and bullets and whatever else. But anyway, this is the sort of ground you want to see. So I'll get the detector out and we'll have a bit of a look around. Apologies for the wind noise, and I didn't film this. I probably should have, but Rusty's a happy camper again. We've just found another piece of gold. It looks like it's got a bit of rock around it. So, is that like rock around the clock? Thanks, Bill. Yeah, it's got a bit of rock around the bottom of it, but all in all, it's not a bad little piece. I chased it around a bit. What I think I was doing was, when I went over the ground, I got a signal. I think I actually caught it with the heel of the coil. So I've actually caught it with this bit back here, thinking it was the front. So I dug that front bit out of the hole over there. Anyway, I chased it around a bit. Anyway, I've got it. So yeah, again, it's in an area that I had come to work, and I'll just give you a bit of a look around the background. I'll just pan up here. It's where the quad bike is there. Well, up there's a mine. And I'm not on that mining ground, that's a different area. But I'm working this area down here that goes all the way down into that creek line. There's a creek running through there. So this was the area I'd come to work today, or one of several. So yeah, we've gone a bit quiet on gold, but we've got another bit. So I'm not quite sure what it's going to weigh, because it's got a bit of rock in it. So we'll have to wait till I get back and give it a bit of a clean. But anyway, it's another bit of gold. Alright, so we're just going to weigh this nugget from today. It's actually more like a specie. It's got a bit of rock in it as well. But it weighs 0.97 of a gram. So if we soak that in a bit of acid for a while, we might get some of that rock off it, and it'll probably come back a little bit. Well, sadly, this is the final day of my prospecting trip. And I'm packed up. As you can see, the quad bike's back on the caravan, packed up, ready to go. Very disappointing on the gold finds, unfortunately. Just those two small nuggets for a total weight of 1.5 grams, which is, anyway, look, it's better than finding no gold. The junk was annoying, but I guess that's evidence of other people being up here. From a research perspective, I'm actually pleased with the research I did before I came here. I did find that there was evidence of gold where I was looking, so that's a good thing. The weather up here was, although it was hot, it was really windy every day, and unfortunately that wind meant I couldn't use the campfire, and I had a few recipes I was going to try out, but we'll have to leave that for next time. The caravan worked really, really well. I'm really pleased with the way that upgrade came about, and it worked. Yeah, so the caravan worked a treat. So if you liked the video, a thumbs up would be appreciated. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, the subscribe button will be down here. And if you haven't seen the video series I did of the upgrade to the van, I'll put a link to the playlist up here. If there's something you don't like about the video and you give it a thumbs down, I'd appreciate you writing in the comments what it was you didn't like, because I always try to learn how to make better content. So I'm going to about hit the road. I've got about 930 k's to get home, so it's going to be an all-day trip. I probably won't get home till probably 7:30 tonight. I know I'm going to hit the freeway in Perth at peak hour. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do about that. So yeah, so thanks again for coming along. I hope you enjoyed the trip. I said a bit light on for gold, but maybe next time. So that's it for this video, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.